Good morning, Snipes Academy. It is Tuesday, May 18th. I'm Mr. Yates, and this is Snipes Daily News. All right, everybody, welcome back. Hope you had a great weekend. I do apologize for not having a Snipes Daily News yesterday. I didn't have my iPad. But I'm here today, and we beat on Votes Against the Current. Let's talk about some weather. So for today's weather, as of this recording right now, it's about 63 degrees, mostly cloudy, but it should not have any rain today, and we should have an afternoon high of 75. For today's This Day in History segment, we're going to talk about Pope John Paul II. So on this day in history, 1920, John Joseph Wojtyla, aka Pope John Paul II, was born in the Polish town of Wadowice. So today is Pope John Paul II's birthday, and one of the things that makes Pope John Paul II significant is that he was the first non-Italian pope since the 16th century, so almost 400 years. There are a few other kind of notable things about Pope John Paul II. The first is that while he was a cardinal during the 60s in Poland, this was during a big communist movement in Western Europe, it was a little bit tough to be a Catholic leader in that area, and he was once asked if he feared retribution from the communist leaders, and he replied, "I'm not afraid of them, they are afraid of me," which is true in a lot of cases. Communism tends to try to eliminate all religious affiliations so that you're not as beholden, you're only beholden to them and not beholden to any higher power. Another interesting fact about Pope John Paul II is that he was the most well-traveled pope. John Paul II traveled more miles as pope than all his predecessors combined, and as a result, he was seen in person by more people than anyone else in history. He traveled approximately 721,052 miles, the equivalent of approximately 31 trips around the circumference of the earth. The last little interesting tidbit about John Paul II was that on May 13th, 1981, he was shot in St. Peter's Square by a Turkish political extremist, Mehmet Ali Agca. And after his release from the hospital, he famously visited his would-be assassin in prison, where that person had begun serving a life sentence. And he personally forgave him for shooting him, which has got to take a lot of courage, I have to say. Now let's move on to some birthdays. So today we have kind of a lot of birthdays because of a few reasons. Number one, I did not put on a Snipes Daily News yesterday, but also on Friday, I accidentally read names that were from March 14th instead of May 14th. So I'm going to start with those two that I missed on Friday. So on Friday, May 14th, we had two birthdays. We had Serenity Rowland in first grade. Serenity turned 7. And we also had Jaskai Roberts in 4th grade, who turned 10. This weekend, we had 5 birthdays. Holy moly. So this weekend, we had 5 birthdays. On Saturday, Jamarion Bullock in 2nd grade turned 8. Soraya Davis in 5th grade turned 12. We also had Noel Chavez in 1st grade, who turned 7. And last but not least, on Sunday, we had Jayla Jones in 2nd grade, who turned 8, and Tamia Pryor in 5th grade, who turned 11. So, if you see any of those multiple students in the hallway, wish them a very happy belated birthday. And that'll about wrap things up for us today, guys. So I hope you all have fun, work super hard, and I will see you tomorrow. This is Snipes Daily News.